What is cracking with YouTube? It's your man, King Howie. Welcome back to Cage TV. We back with another video. Just trying to keep you in the loop of what's going on in Packers news. Sorry for all the noise in the background, man. It's early morning traffic on a Sunday, rainy day out here in California. What's today's date? What's today? February 9th? I think it's February 9th. Yeah, we up early in the morning sending up smoke signals to Kobe Bryant. So let's get into this shit. Now, I'm hearing a lot of Packer fans really reaching far and wide and asking questions about receivers and who we should get in free agency, who's going to fit in this Matt LaFleur's offense. Will the receivers we look at in free agency be good enough for us to go to the next level and get to a Super Bowl? And a lot of names been going around. You know, we had the Robbie Anderson, the receiver for the New York Jets, was in talks during the trade deadline period in the NFL. I thought he would have been a great addition to the Packers. He probably would have been the added speed that we might have needed to get to the Super Bowl. But that didn't happen. We wind up picking up Ryan Grant, and he never even got a chance to play a game. Now, a lot of Packer fans have been bringing up Odell Beckham. We need to go get Odell Beckham. We need to go. Odell said, you know, then Skip Bayless came out there on Undisputed, putting this kind of shit in the atmosphere. I heard Odell Beckham wants to play with Aaron Rodgers. Like, I mean, as talented as Odell is, and I mean, he is immensely talented, but I think he wastes his talent on doing dumb shit. I mean, if he could cut out the silly shit and become serious, then yeah, bring Odell Beckham Jr. on. And one of the people that's been vouching and advocating for us to go get Odell Beckham Jr. has been Davante Adams. Now, we don't know what was said between Davante Adams and Odell Beckham to even spark up this conversation in Packer Nation, but it needs to be heard. Now, we've seen the productivity that we got from the receivers this past year and the frustrations that Aaron Rodgers had with the receiving core and barely scratching over 4,000 yards passing, 26 touchdowns. You know, you just think if we might have had Robbie Anderson on the traded to us, or, you know, picked up Odell Beckham Jr. or let's just even be hypothetical and say we pick up Odell Beckham Jr. next season. I don't think the Packers have enough cachet to take on his contract. You know, Odell Beckham, he got to get an extra $60 million? He just made $17 million last year. And I think this upcoming season he gets 14, and then the last 3 seasons of his contract he get about $15 million a year. I mean, the cap does go up. The cap does go up. I mean, how much we paying Davante Adams? What, 10, 11 million a year so far? I heard that the Packers are trying to scratch for another $12 million in cap space, depending on who we let go. So that might be some significant names. You know, ain't no telling who we let go. Probably be some practice player. I know a couple of offensive linemen are going to get the boot. I'm not sure if it's going to be Brian Bulaga. We need him to take a team-friendly deal if we want to make this offense get to the next step or get to a Super Bowl. But my opinion on this, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about bringing Odell Beckham Jr. over here to the Packers. You know, he going to have his head on straight. He going to have to understand that at this point in time in Aaron Rodgers' career, He has no time to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? The last Super Bowl Aaron Rodgers can possibly get to before his contract is up is Super Bowl 57. And that will be, and then, if we bring on Odell Beckham Jr., after Aaron Rodgers retire, we'll be stuck with Odell Beckham Jr. for one more year, which he'll probably want more money if the numbers look right. If his production look right. We got to pay Davante Adams again, and I think a year. We might try to extend him sometime within this upcoming year in the offseason. We probably gonna have to try to extend him, depending on what his numbers look like. So I'm all for Odell Beckham Jr. coming over here. I mean, when I just start thinking about the receivers we had, I would take them, man, after seeing that. You know what I mean? We didn't even have a receiver over 1,000 yards. The closest person that came to that was Davante Adams, and he was hurt. If Davante Adams wouldn't have been hurt for those four weeks, he probably would have had maybe 1,300 receiving yards, 1,200 receiving yards, give or take. You know what I mean? Maybe 1,400 at the most. So this team is looking for speed at the receiver position and separation. This is one of the guys that can possibly do it for you if he isn't injured. That's another thing with Odell Beckham Jr. He's got injuries. Can we put up with the silly shit with him on the field, wearing an expensive ass watch, wearing the wrong visor? Can we put up with that? Can we deal with that? Will Matt LaFleur go for that? He might. He led Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith choreograph sack celebrations all year. You know what I'm saying? But if you need that kind of team morale and team camaraderie, to uplift the team, if you need that kind of shit to go on in the locker room for the team to play better, to play loose, then hey, I'm all for it. Last year I wasn't all for it. You know what I mean? Thinking about some of the games we lost and some of the games the defense played poorly, I was just like, bruh, what's the point of doing a sack celebration if we fucking losing? But we only lost 4 games if you want to include the NFC Championship game. But yeah, man, if it's a result to winning, or if it's a solution or a way to galvanize the players on the sideline or in the game to win, then I'm all for it when it comes to what Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith do. But when it comes to what Odell Beckham Jr. is doing, sorry about that. When it comes to what Odell Beckham Jr. is doing, man, we don't got time for that shit. We don't got time for I'm not getting the ball enough. We don't got time for him screaming and yelling at Matt LaFleur on the sideline because he not getting the ball. Especially knowing that if he does come to the Packers, he would have to deal with another offense scheme to run the football. Balanced offense. Odell Beckham, we not finna give you 17 targets unless you Davante Adams. And usually when Aaron Rodgers do that, either they hot or we just down by a lot and he's the only option of getting us close to a touchdown. Him and Aaron Jones. But I like the combination if you think about it. We just need to get a good tight end. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that has a resume. Not none of these startup company tight ends. Oh, he had a good college career. Fuck that. But I do like the four-headed monster. Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, Odell Beckham Jr., or even Robbie Anderson. I think we should go get Robbie Anderson. I mean, how many quick slants is Odell Beckham Jr. going to run in a game? I mean, even though that was Brett Favre's bread and butter back in the day when he had Antonio Freeman, that quick slant was automatic. And you can say Aaron Rodgers had that before with Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings. The quick slant was just unstoppable with the Packers. And I think that's what gave us a lot of success. I mean, now we're trying to run this two tight end bullshit because the Patriots do it. That works for the Patriots. But this is the Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan offense. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Should the thought of Devontae Adams advocating for Odell Beckham Jr. be something the Packers should look into, listen to, take a glance at? I mean, I think they should. You should always leave all of your options open. You know what I mean? When it comes to building a team for success. And we're going into another offseason with Brian Gutekunst at the helm of putting all the right pieces together to stack this team against the odds that we have to face against next season. And he's going to have to do a pretty good job at doing that, because when I look at who we got to face, Derrick Henry sticks out a lot. He sticks out a lot. So if Odell Beckham Jr. is one of the names on a piece of paper that they have as far as observing, hopefully they talk to him. I mean, that would be the first thing I would do, is talk to Odell Beckham Jr. You know what I mean? See where his head is at. Try to figure out, you know, his process of going into the offseason. Talk about some of the things that happened throughout the season with the Browns. You know what I mean? Just kind of get a feel for him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do some research on him. Talk to other players that, you know, might have been around Odell Beckham, whether they liked him or didn't like him. You have to take both things into consideration when you're dealing with somebody like him. You know what I mean? You might have to hire a shrink or something for the team so he could evaluate Odell Beckham, talk to him. That's what I would do. I wouldn't let him know that I did that, but I'd be like, hey, we need to hire a shrink, you know, somebody, you know, just in case he got problems. We could tell him that he's a consultant for the team, for a team evaluation or some bullshit. Make up something and just, you know, let that be the only person Odell Beckham go talk to if he got something on his mind. But I do like how it looks on paper. Just imagining the firepower that this offense could probably produce if Odell Beckham were to be a player we go after in free agency and pick up. But if I'm Brian Gutekunst, don't leave no stone unturned when you're thinking about adding speed to this offense. But do highly take Odell Beckham into consideration. I mean, you know, we got A.J. Green out there that's, you know, in limbo with what he want to do with his team, with the Bengals. Not to mention, you know, some of the receivers that's, they say, supposed to be good in the draft. Oh, this draft is loaded with receivers. We'll see. You know, the Packers got the 30th pick, so I'm already seeing this shit on YouTube now. We need to go get Higgins. We need to go get Sanault, whatever his last name is. But we'll see, man. I'm looking more into free agency. I'd rather get a veteran, you know what I'm saying, somebody who has a resume. Not saying that Odell Beckham Jr. resume is great, you know what I mean? All we remember him for is that catch in a losing game to the Cowboys. People forget that the Cowboys still won that game despite him doing that amazing catch. That's the funny part about it. He still took a L. But in all, if he got his act together and was serious about, being great instead of crying about being great or crying that people tell him he's great, then yeah, man, bring him over, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the NFL. It'd probably be part of the script that they trying to another part of the script that they trying to mock up for the Packers for entertainment next season. But who knows, man? It's just my opinion. I'm out.